This is Blaze, and you're watching the arts, culture, and us. Today we're out in the field. We'll be down in the Skid Row area, and we will be visiting with artist, playwright, author of Peace and Hood, founder of Skid Row 3-on-3 Street Ball, and many other activities. But again, we'll be with the artist, OG Man, and we'll pay particular attention to his fascination and identification with Tupac Shakur. So it's going to be a great show. Sticking there, once again, OG Man at his studio in Skid Row. Blaze out.
I want to welcome y'all to my studio. My name is Manuel Compito. I'm also known as OG Man. I'm also known as Uhuru Haki and some other names. But anyway, I want to welcome y'all to my studio. This is going to be a segment, Mr. Blaze told me. It's going to be on about Tupac and why I like Tupac. And I like this story. It's an interesting story. But anyway, I want to welcome you to my studio. I got all kind of stuff here. And if you want to know about that, call Mr. Blaze. This is going to be one of these raw things, too, because Mr. Blaze said he want to catch me in my natural habitat. So my room, or my studio, I don't like to call it a room, because it's a studio. It's my environment, okay? So I want to share this with you. It's my environment. If I ever get a home, it's going to be from my mama. I want to introduce y'all to my mother, too, because this segment is dedicated to my mother, who I almost drove crazy, you know, in this journey to become OG Man, whatever that means. But I'm an artist, I'm a writer, I'm a lot of other things. They used to call me like, you know, a criminal, you know, a GTA and all that kind of stuff. I had to define myself as an average individual growing up in the hood. But also, my gift is that I recognize I'm an artist. God blessed me with the ability to be an artist. I wish I had grasped it a long time ago. But anyway, so I'm also an author of Peace in the Hood, which is a coloring book for the urban area, dedicated to all the children, the families that lost loved ones. But it's, you know, I never thought I would go there with that. But anyway, Peace in the Hood is a coloring book. It has 3 volumes so far, and I'm very proud of that. And over there is Cat Daddy, one of the main characters. That's one of the main characters in the 2nd volume. And what I'm proud about this book is that all the characters in the book are based on real people, not no fantasy things. So the miracles that occur in Peace in the Hood, I love them because they're based on real people and not no suckers either. Real people that was hard, you know, in the neighborhood that had values, you know. So I love this book here. And I'm proud of the 3-on-3 League, Skid Row 3-on-3, which is a part of Peace in the Hood. And
Why don't you tell us a little bit about 3-on-3, OG Man?
Well, 3-on-3 is the actual manifestation of Peace in the Hood. You know, a lot of people make movies and things, and it's just a fiction. Well, this here is real. In Peace in the Hood, in the Street Ball League, and in Peace in the Hood, people of opposites get together, and they begin to get to know each other, and they resolve their differences. And it's all about respect. This league is basically founded on respect. And again, that can lead us back to Tupac. It's about respect. Peace in the Hood is about respect. And life becomes a little simple. You know, for a person like myself that has lived a very complicated life, in and out of correctional institutions, you know, all kind of not liking authority, don't want to take orders. So change of mind, change of mentality, or as General Jeff likes to say, change mindset. So that's another thing about Peace in the Hood. It's about a new mindset. And by the way, the 3-on-3 Street Ball League is getting ready to get recognized at City Hall. You know, 3-on-3 right off the streets of Skid Row. And my mother, I'm going to have the opportunity to take my mother with me. Again, like I said, my mother, I've been in and out of institutions. My mother never had a chance to see me graduate from high school or anything. So some of the things I've been doing now in my life, I've been able to share with my mother. And so anyway, I'll talk about that later. But the 3-on-3 is so closely related to Peace in the Hood for me personally, because it's real. Ain't nobody playing, nobody faking, and you get a chance to see people not only from different Bloods and Crips, but from all over the country, down here on Skid Row, coming together, Chicago, New York, you know, from different neighborhoods, all over. So it's a real thing for me for the 3-on-3. I love the 3-on-3. And we'll talk more about that too. Because those are real characters too, though.
Let's say enough to say that 3-on-3, if you'll notice, for those of you who don't know, the reason why there's a red hat and a blue hat. Real quickly, let's just bring when you say it evolved from Peace in the Hood, let's just give a little clarity on why there's a red hat and a blue, for instance. That might tell them a lot.
You ready?
Yeah.
Now, I've been asked about the red and the blue hat. Well, number one, I talked about Peace in the Hood, dog and cats coming together. So the red and the blood kind of represents LA, California, this blood and crip type thing. But it goes deeper than that. I don't want you to limit yourself to the blood and the crip. It goes to black and white, brown and black. It goes to wife and husband. You know what I'm saying? It goes to, you know, it's a universal type of thing. So don't just limit it to that. But this right here is kind of bring it out, you know, bring it to the forefront, because in Los Angeles, California, Bloods and Crips are known as these opposites, just like dogs and cats, and black and brown. So that's the significance of that, to bring it to the forefront. And we have and to have people that normally wear blue wear red. In our league, we give out red and blue hats to the champions. You know, they got both, so they get a chance to break down that barrier, that stereotype. That's what this is all about, breaking down that stereotype.
That means just stop it, don't move. So, but today we're gonna talk about Tupac Shakur. Yeah.
I can't play no music real quick.
Play it a little louder. You can play the song you wanted to play. We could do that segment.
Okay, let me see.
So why don't you just tell us a little bit about, since we're in the flavor of Tupac Shakur, tell us a little bit about what you think of when you hear that name.
Okay, let me just say this first. I was very fortunate in all the things I've done in life to have met this gentleman. I mean, I heard his music, fell in love with his music long before I ever met him. And to have had the honor to meet him, I mean, to me, it's like a miracle. And I'm like a people person. Having come from the streets, I'm like a people person. And sometimes you got to feel a person. And the situation that I met Tupac under was, I was with Unity One. We was on Slauson, going to the Brotherhood to talk about having the rappers come back into the community and talk to the gangbangers. And so that was the situation I met him under. And, you know, I know I could feel he had pressure. And I met him under that. And, you know, I just told him I loved his music, and I just felt that vibe from it. And I did a drawing that I was going to give to him, and I've never used it. It had something to do with death row anyway. And so after he passed, this was like about 2-3 weeks before he passed, I met him. About 2-3 weeks. 2-3 weeks. And then that incident happened. And I seen people making money off, you know, doing T-shirts. It was good, you know. I never drew anything, did anything for Tupac for years, because I didn't want to, like, make money off of him. And then I did some drawings. I mean, one day I just started getting into him, and I sold a lot of stuff real cheap to a lot of neighborhood people. But I used Tupac for me personally. When I came up, my mother's from the South, a strict woman, and you don't talk back. When I come back, you don't even look at your parents. When I came up, I came up in the early days. You know, my mother from Shreveport, and so expressing stuff to my mother was very difficult because I was doing all kind of stuff. I tell you, my mother used to. I mean, people used to call us, telling the police chasing me through the neighborhood. My mother used to drop me off at school. I used to walk through the front door and go out the back door, you know what I'm saying? I was like just driving my poor mama crazy, you know. And so I used Tupac to express stuff, because the things that he said, the things that he said was things I had felt. And it was just so amazing to be at that young age. I'm talking about like 14, 15. I'm doing all kind of stuff. I tell you, I'm getting in trouble since I was about 10, 11 years old. So about 14 years old, man, you know, it was things I just couldn't tell my mother I was doing. And so when I used to listen to Tupac's words and the music, I mean, the man was talented. Ready to hook the lyrics and the music and everything. And so I share this with my mother in order to understand me. That's what I love about Tupac. I use Tupac to explain me to my mother. And that's beautiful. So she get a chance, you know, because she heard all these things about Tupac. And it's so amazing, too, because when I was young and in jail and getting in so much trouble, my mother said, "You a thug." The first time I heard, and coming from my mom, I was like, I don't think that's too nice, you know what I'm saying? You was a thug. You just a thug. And then to come all the way around in this time, in age, 2008, and to see people wanting to be thugs, that's an amazing thing. I said, Ma, I was ahead of my time or something. So anyway, I mean, she don't like that though, but anyway, it's amazing things, you know. Even the word menace to society. I was in prison when I first heard that I was a menace to society. And then later on to hear that in a movie, I was like, So today, this is what I'm about. I'm about trying to tell people you don't have to go down that road. You don't have to go down that road. We need mentors. I think every child in school need a mentor before you get out of school. All through school, I think you need a mentor. Because I've been drawing since I was 10 years old. 10 years old. And spent almost 20 years in jail. So imagine what I could have been doing somewhere if I had a mentor. And so that's another thing about the street ball league, because it's based on just reality, and the men get a chance to change themselves because they want to be mentors. That's the only thing going to save our community. We got to save our own community. And so that's another thing I believe Tupac was about, you know, being independent. You know, he talked about the outlaw, you know, and all that kind of stuff, but that's kind of being independent, that freedom type thing, you know. So, and I was a member of the Black Panther Party when I was in prison, so that's another affiliation with Geronimo Pratt. And go through all of that and have all these psychic, spiritual connections with a person, and then have met him. You know, that's an honor to me, among a lot of people.
So, what about Geronimo Pratt? Is he related to Tupac or something?
That's supposed to be his godfather, from what I understand.
So, the reason why I say that is there's lots of people watching that have no knowledge of any, so if you drop a name, it's sort of best to explain what that means.
Well, I don't want to put the man, you know, the man trying to keep his name under wrap. but I'm just saying for myself, you know, to have known that man, have a connection to him through a party affiliation, ideology, and then to have, you know, heard this man and fell in love with him, and should have probably never had met him. It wasn't like, you know, we're going to go to meet Tupac today. It was an accident. But so it doesn't happen by accident. So I know that, listening to his lyrics, I knew the depth, understanding Geronimo Pratt, understanding his heart, his commitment to community and the love for people, and to hear that in Tupac's music, I know it was real. It wasn't just no rapping. He was rapping from his heart. You know, the other thing I love about Tupac is death. He spoke about death a lot of times. And as a Christian, you know, and just as a, you know, person, everybody gonna die. So he spoke about death, but he also spoke about the honor in death, you know, doing something with your life. You know, everybody got a gift. You know, we need to do something with our life while we're here. So I love that about him too, you know. You know, he was trying to do something with his life. And I knew this man, and it's like my kids. When you were seriously involved in this movement, I'm not talking about a fad, but I'm talking about willing to put your life on the line, like Huey Newton and H. Rap Brown and Stokely Carmichael and all these people, you know, to put George Jackson, you know, to put their life on the line, because that's all you have is your life. All the money in the world ain't gonna bring Elvis Presley back. That's all you have is your life. So when you're willing to put that on the line for something you believe, you got to admire a person and then understand why a person would do some stuff like that. So with Tupac, you could see that he had a history of this. This is something that was instilled from birth, along with, you know, the God gift thing, you know, believing. But this was something instilled, you know, from birth. It was like destiny. It was destiny. And then for me to have heard all the stuff on TV and, you know, music and everything, then to go in and see his book, you know, after he died, I think, forget who put it together, but it was a poetry book, you know, and to look at his writings way before that, and the other book over there, you might want to pan over there. We got another historical book over there, but that book gives you a whole more dimension on the individual. So you get a chance to really appreciate an individual like that lived a full life. Some people might let it be 100 years old, but here's an individual that lived a short life, made an impact that's going to be forever, because I'm way older than him. But he told my story of my neighborhood, how we was. He told my story to my mother, you know, the love I have for my mother that I couldn't tell her. You know, he told my story. That's why I loved about it, because he told my story. I'm like, oh man, and put it in the music. I love that stuff. So, and then to meet him, then to have actually meet him, touched him, that was a blessing for me. You know, and so for me, my thing for Tupac is keep him alive. Keep him alive. I'm gonna keep him alive. You know, just like I do for George and, you know, and others, you know, Tookie. You know, I'm gonna keep him alive. He's in that same mold with George Jackson, Tookie Williams, Stogie Carmichael. He's in that whole thing, you know.
For some of our younger brothers, why don't you just say a little bit about George Jackson? I have a feeling lots of people in this generation may not know that he's worthwhile looking up.
Yeah, and
Soledad Brothers.
Well, you have to go to the library, and his books is all put up. But George was a compassionate person, and the thing I love about George as well as Tupac and a lot of people, you know, H. Rap Brown, is the transformation that people can make in their life. See, we get stuck in this mode that we this and that. All these individuals got labeled as criminals, outlaws, and turned out to be very productive people in terms of nation building. Malcolm X.
The community had many animals living in it, but the dogs and the cats had been lifelong enemies. Over the years, war had increased. The streets became the battleground, and peace seemed to be impossible.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West, a state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. The track hits your eardrum like...
My name is Sad Cat. I am one of the leaders of the Cats. My best friend is my female, Miss Kitty. I live for Miss Kitty. I hate dogs, and I'm not afraid of dogs. My name is G-Dog. I have always hated cats. I love to fight cats. I hang out with my dogs, and my best road dog is named Pit. I am Miss Kitty. Ever since I was a kitten, I have been in love with Sad Cat. His mother was killed by dogs. His father was put to sleep in the pound. I take care of Sad Cat now. Big Pit is my name, and my road dog is G-Dog. My father and G-Dog father were killed by automobiles while chasing cats.
I said about what Tupac meant to me, the connection, you know, and then the history of me, you know, meeting him, you know. I'm not going to call it coincidence, so I'm grateful for that. But then in the league, you still got that mentality, that street mentality, you know. 'Cause like I said, we got active gang members, you know, ex-gang members, you know, hustlers, all that kind of stuff inside the league.
Tell us a little bit about the core of the league anyway, for people that may not know.
Well, if you look up there, there's a picture up there with General Jeff and Peter Bell, who's our president. Peter Bell been in these streets for years. He's up in the rooms of recovery. He was struggling with his addiction, but you know, very intelligent man, wanted to do the right thing. So, you know, in this choice, you got to put down some stuff sometimes. Sometimes when you get up out the game, you just got to get up out of it. And whatever you didn't get, you didn't get. So Peter's one of them kind of people. And so him and Sway Ford, they took the leadership. So they was like that nucleus. You know, people respected them because they were from the streets. You know, their word meant something. So this league was built on the foundation of that character, of that street character, that toughness. You know, and so with that, it still reflects Tupac, because everybody in the league love Tupac, you know, and that's another, like a bonding thing, you know. I mean, we love all kind of other music too, but so you see this man here, his influence is still here. It's powerful influence, and when you understand it, and he takes you understanding a role model for the younger kids, he can show he could take you deeper, because besides being thug and whatever, he was a actor, you know, producer, writer, poet, you know, so he could take people deep. You know, if you follow his life, you can go deep. And he's definitely an example that you can come from the streets and accomplish something. You can come from the streets from hardship, what happened to my mama and my daddy and all them, my cousin and whatever, you can still make it.
He got a couple of songs say flowers growing out of concrete.
Yeah, the rose that grew from concrete. That's the name of his book. I think you remind me. Yeah, I love that book. And it's a poetry book, and it shows all his early writings. You know, and that's beautiful. So you start seeing him at a real young age, but you also see the struggles, the psychological struggles when you read his poetry, because that's coming out from the heart. It's coming from the heart. And
so he has a poetry book on sale that people could get.
Yeah, called A Rose That Grew From Concrete. Maya Angelou, I think, did the forward in it. It's a deep book. So you get a chance to see other insights. So those are, I think, you know, we need to kind of select the reading. He's a very, from the urban side of things, he's a very powerful source among many, among others. Now, one other thing, when I relate Tupac to Peace in the Hood, and you look at his whole squad, and you look at Digital Underground, you look at all these other characters, you know what I'm saying, you'll see some of these characters in Peace in the Hood, not them per se, but the characteristic and the personality of people that takes, you know, like Queen Latifah, and all these people that come from the streets that are trying to bring peace to the streets. You know, so you're gonna see. That's what I love about Peace in the Hood. You get a chance to start seeing some characters that are reflective of real life. And again, that was a book I never thought about ever doing. A children's book. That was not my intentions ever. So I'm thankful for that. And it comes to find out that's like a ministry to me now. I love that for the kids. All right. The thing about the Street Ball League and Peace in the Hood is that if we do profiles on the men, and they talk a little bit about themselves. If you take the profiles of the men, look at them, you'll see some of the same personalities that are in the characters on Peace in the Hood. So this is direct. I could take the characters, the actual people that's in the Street Ball League, and write a whole new book on Peace in the Hood, because they showing you, this league shows you how they work together. Well, because I guess a lot of people like basketball. I think that's the main thing. A lot of people like basketball. But then with the outreach that the men doing, the quality of the men a little different, because when they come in, we tell them it's more than just a game. A lot of them, they like that part. They like the part about the discipline, about the focus, and about where we're trying to go in terms of entrepreneurship and careership and mentorship and the recovery. So this season, the type of men, the mentality, the mindset's a little bit greater. But the first two seasons, the men came because they liked the basketball. Like I say, they was selling dope, whatever they was doing, you know, getting high, not doing much. So they like basketball, and they see them organized. You know, trying to get organized. Might be some trophies and uniform. So they got there in the beginning. Some of them about the game, thought it was free shoes, that type of thing. But then when we got to talking about league meetings and dues and the direction we got, that started separating men. Some people didn't want that discipline, didn't really want to be responsible. Some did. We never kicked anybody out the league. We went through almost 200 people in the league, and probably about 5 or 6 ever quit. They get mad and quit. But when you quit, you quit. Quit means quitting in our book. So other than that, if you go to jail or relapse stuff, you're still part of the league. And the league is a place where you can come in and fellowship. That's what a lot of people start seeing now. I don't really know, because this award is for the Street Ball League. So I'm taking all the teams that are going up there. All, you know,
who's giving that song?
It's supposed to be. I don't really know all the particulars. I know it's coming from City Hall. Now, I know it's getting to be kind of built up, so I don't know if it's going beyond Wazar and Jan-Perry. I think they all getting together. The city attorney's office getting together. There's some other sponsors coming on board. You know, there's a lot of people, but I don't know all because I'm getting this information on a day-to-day basis. You know, so as a commissioner, I'm doing this here. So we're going to post. I think it's February the 15th. If I believe, I know we're going on a Friday. I don't even know the time yet. I haven't got that, but we're going to go at City Hall, get these accolades, and then we're going to go upstairs to a banquet room. They got a banquet room in City Hall that we're going up to do the award presentation. So we want, you know, I'm trying to go up there this week and organize it. 'Cause I want to have a band there. We want to bring Skid Row to City Hall and show them how we do it.
For some of our
That's how we do it.
viewers who have no idea of how close Skid Row and City Hall are, tell them how close is City Hall to Skid Row.
Well, we're on 6th Street, 7th Street right now, so we're just about 7 blocks away from City Hall. You know, 7 blocks and a little bit, you know, going, you know, west a little bit, you know.
It's like going 1,000 miles going up in there.
Yeah, but it's all right. We're going down there. The street ball league, we're going out with class like we are. We about class. See, that's another thing about us. We are about class. We got some classy men, and we're on the off season, and we're finna give you profiles and tell you about these men, and oh man, it's on cracking. It's cracking.
So we're getting ready to close up now because we're running long.
Well, good. So thank you for Tupac.
I have a lot of stuff, but
Remember Tupac, y'all. Read his book. Go read about the man. Go watch his movies. You know?
this is such and such.
So again, this OG man from my studio on Skid Row. You know, I'm glad y'all came in and visited me, Michael Blaze. Bam, come on with it. He came on in here, update. You know, I got more artwork, but you know, this is Tupac Day and Ghetto Day, urban legends thing. So I want to thank y'all for coming in here, seeing me. I don't know when you're coming back, but thank you this time. You've been watching Arts, Culture, and Us.